Hello and welcome to a fresh episode of Research Plus Practice. The last few weeks, friends, have perhaps been one of the most difficult periods in recent times for two of the world's largest democracies. In US, we witnessed unprecedented events during the violence at Capitol Hill. And in India as well, we had some terrible events happening during the Republic Day parade at the Red Fort. Now, this channel or my position here is not to give you a political view, but both these events, which were sort of protest event, made me think that even when you are trying to make a national movement, or even if you're trying to have a people's movement, how do you lead them, and are there any management principles for same? As we remember Bapu Mahatma Gandhi today on his death anniversary, I guess the lessons are all there for us to see. And from his experiences of driving non-violence movement, Satyagraha in India, and driving the imperial rule out of India, I have picked out for you today 3 examples from his 35 years or 37 years to be exact practice of Satyagraha in India, which eventually led to freedom for you all to take as key learnings from Research Plus Practice today. So the first takeaway. In 1920, Mahatma Gandhi along with other leaders launched the non-cooperation movement. Now, that was a period when World War I had just ended. And during World War I, when there was so much of strife, the imperial government came up with many laws regarding taxation, human rights, justice, or even to suggest that what people can grow, buy, and things like that. Now, during the World War I, even the Indian people sort of supported it because they realized that, these are difficult times. But even after the war, through the Rowlatt Act, the imperial government thought of perpetuating these strict laws which actually did away with any form of natural justice. And against this is where the non-cooperation movement was started. So in true principles of Mahatma Gandhi, this was a Satyagraha movement. It was to be a non-violent movement, and this really went from strength to strength till there happened a violent act at Chauri Chaura. So in Chauri Chaura, in today's near Gorakhpur, there was an agitation that was happening, a non-violent agitation. Unfortunately, there was some discussion, some scuffles, and violence broke out. And the people who were protesting against the imperial government, in a fit of rage, went on to burn down the police station at Chauri Chaura. Now, this one act of violence, there were few other murmurs across India, but this was the most violent act. And for this violent act, Mahatma Gandhi called off the non-cooperation movement. The entire movement, which was to ask for greater self-determination, which was to lead towards independence, was called off because Mahatma Gandhi felt that we have compromised on the biggest principle of the movement, which was to be non-violent or ahimsa. This is perhaps one of the biggest lessons you can take from this experience of Mahatma Gandhi, that the ends matter, but so do the process and the means. And if you try to justify the means to the end, true liberation or true victory will be illusionary. So for leadership and for people, wherever you are participating in a people movement, define the principles and make sure that you stand by them. You'll not only earn respect, but you'll definitely earn victory in the end. Takeaway number 2. So I'm only taking away learnings from the early days of the Satyagraha movement, and I'm again gonna take up a very interesting incident that happened in the early days, in the early 1920s. So India had a change of Viceroy. Viceroy Chelmsford left, and Lord Reading took over the responsibilities. At that time, India was in the midst of this non-cooperation movement, and Lord Reading invited Mahatma Gandhi for a meeting. Now, many people objected that, you should not have this meeting. Why would you like to go in this meeting? We are anyway saying that we are not going to cooperate. to this, Mahatma Gandhi replied that he accepted the invitation to begin with, and he replied that you are fighting the system, but you are not fighting the person. How many times today we have seen in recent days or even in recent months that how quickly our discussions, our protests, our arguments degenerate from the system and the process to name calling. And that perhaps was one of the greatest strengths that Mahatma Gandhi brought in his people movement, where the focus was on the systems, on the processes that you were against, but not against men. So to the third and the final takeaway on running a people movement. So if you read Mahatma Gandhi's writing, in those writings you will perhaps get one of the core essence of any negotiation. Even today we have had multiple rounds of negotiations between farm leaders and the government, and which is very, very admirable, because that is something that needs to continue. But going back to what Mahatma Gandhi had to say about it. So Mahatma Gandhi said that a true satyagrahi never leaves a chance and he then emphasized never misses a chance to compromise on honorable terms. So the point here being that please note, if in a democracy, in a society, we'll have different views and opinions. And as long, whenever you come across a position where there are many people, one siding with another view, the other with another, or maybe an alternate view, you need to leave or you need to make compromises. Because in the end of the day, you are going to live together, right? So Mahatma Gandhi was very clear that, a compromise has to be made. And you should not leave any opportunity to make a compromise, and quote unquote, he mentioned very specifically, on honorable terms. So perhaps, and this is my personal take, this is not, of course, not Mahatma Gandhi's thoughts, but if you look at today's farm laws and today the way these things have progressed, there have been multiple opportunities where the Supreme Court stepped in, or where the government of India made a compromise of suspending it by 18 months. So these are multiple compromises that are being made. I believe that there will be many more opportunities for this protest, this people movement to come to an end on an amiable solution, and I really hope so. But I would leave this one last learning for all of you who work as arbitrators or negotiators or even in HR leadership, that in the essence of negotiations lies in making compromises. Never try to shut and kill the other side, so much so that it leaves a bitter taste. A compromise on an honorable term essentially means that both parties end their agitation or end their protest or end their confrontation in amicable terms. So with that, I will bring this episode to an end. Today is 30th January, death anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, and he stood out for non-violence and ahimsa, and in his writings, in his experience, lies perhaps one of the greatest learnings for any authentic leadership.